What is going on YouTube? STIPE here today, and today we're going to be doing a video on this gorgeous BMW X6M, and you may have seen this in my other comparison video where I did a SRT Grand Cherokee versus the BMW X6M, and today I'm going to be focusing on a strict full review in my opinion on this vehicle in just a second. But before we do get into that video, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and like the video if you do like it at the end, and we'll get right into it. So yes, I've always been a huge BMW fan. I really have. I've never been a huge German car guy, but I always have liked the BMWs and the Mercedes cars. I've never been a huge fan of Porsche or Audi, really in particular. Audi now has come out with a little bit of more interesting vehicles in my opinion, but it's always been BMW and Mercedes as my favorites. Now behind me I've got maybe one of my favorite SUVs. Now obviously my favorite is that SRT Grand Cherokee, but this one is pretty good competition. Now a SRT Grand Cherokee is definitely quite a bit slower than this one, but probably its more competitive competitor would be the Trackhawk. And that's the other thing about this SUV here behind me, is there's not a whole lot that compares to it. If you look at the shape of this vehicle, you can tell that it's almost got this fastback look right at the back, and it really does look pretty awesome. And as I just walk around here, I'm just going to show you guys, as you can see, the badging there, X6M, the exhaust. I will put in a exhaust clip in here at the end, so this way you guys can hear that. Obviously those upgraded brakes here, you can notice it more on the front here if you take a look. And those upgraded brakes are absolutely massive. So on this car in particular, you do get this beautiful leather interior, which looks awesome. I do really like that. I've always been a sucker for red leather. Interior goes, it's very similar to, let's say, our SRT product, and you can see that. And the reason why I keep bringing up that Grand Cherokee is probably because it really is one of the more comparable vehicles to this. And you do get that suede roof, obviously full leather seats here. Another thing that I'm a huge fan of with this vehicle here in particular that BMW did is the shifter knob, which I'll get into in just a second. I'll try and get a little bit of a closer up video clip of this. It's a lot easier to navigate. You just kind of clip it into place as opposed to tapping it like you usually do. I'm not a huge fan of how most manufacturers are going that way, where you kind of just tap everything to put it into gear. This kind of, you actually have to put it into neutral and then into reverse almost, and then drive. You do tap it to the side, but it's nice knowing that the only option for tapping it to the right is drive or sport mode, which is pretty awesome, because then you know that you'll always be in drive, as opposed to you're second guessing, am I in neutral, am I in reverse, or am I in drive? I'm not a huge fan of that in particular. I have a Panoramic sunroof. It just comes with the standard sunroof. The Harman Kardon sound system, which is available in most vehicles that it compares to. Harman Kardon does make a very good sound system. I've always been a huge fan of the sound systems that they do make. Now I'm going to give you guys just a quick clip of the interior so you guys can see this. Give me 1 second here. So as you can see here, the carbon fiber accent, the red stitching with the leather just looks awesome. And here's that shifter that I was talking to you about. So as you can see, to put it in neutral, you just hit it to the side there, and then to put it in reverse, you push it actually into gear and it stays there, which is nice. And then drive, you just tap it there. If you want to go in sport, you tap it again. Now obviously all of the controls are pretty much here. You can control your suspension and all of that, and your different drive modes there. You can turn off your traction control from there. The tire setup on these, on the rear here, you have 3 25s, and on the front I believe they're 285s, and they are the Michelin Pilot tires. Too bad, obviously you have your passenger controls back here, as most SUVs do now. So now when we're talking about something like this, I'm about 6'3". I was sitting there in the front now, and I'm pretty comfortable here in the back. You do, I find, sit a little bit lower in this car, and your knees kind of come up a bit more. That can be a little bit more uncomfortable as far as that goes, but the armrest here you have, as well as cup holders, as most SUVs have, and it is a very comfortable seat. I have to say I'm pretty happy with the leather overall. Now the leather does feel a little bit stiff though in the back. It does feel a little bit cheapy and uncomfortable. Another thing too was getting in, I kind of banged my knees here off this hard plastic. It looks like it's leather, and it might be wrapped in a very thin leather or vinyl that looks leather, but it is like a hard plastic, and it does hurt if you do kind of hit into it. I'm not crazy about that. I do feel very comfortable for a taller guy, and I mean, for passenger seating wise, it's not too bad. So in just a second here, I'm going to fire this car up, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an exhaust clip here. So there you have it, a little bit of an exhaust clip video for you. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you do have any questions in particular about the X6M here that I have behind me, please do feel free to comment down below and ask. Would I recommend this car? Yeah, for the price point though, it is a tad bit high. I think brand new, these cars are a little bit high. Now, they're not too bad as far as holding their value wise, but I know, let's be honest, a BMW for maintenance is not exactly the cheapest. However, it's a great car. It's a whole lot of fun to drive. And if you are in the market for something like this, I mean, hey, go ahead, pull the trigger on it, because you'll enjoy it a whole lot. That V8 sounds awesome. And with a little bit more than 550 horsepower, plenty of power there to get you in trouble. So that's my video for today, guys. If you liked the video, please make sure to hit that like button. And as I always say, I will be back with more videos. Thank you for watching the video today, guys, and peace.